Okay, so today we will in hair follicle tumors. Today we will learn about trichofolliculoma. So trichofolliculoma is a rare tumor of dog and cats, and it may represent a hematoma as it is visible to the entire follicular and folliculosebaceous unit. This is most common skin tumors in guinea pigs, and predominantly males are affected. This is benign neoplasm originating from the epithelium of pilosebaceous unit with active trichogenesis. Active trichogenesis means you will find hair follicles in different developing stage. You will find majority of the cases you will find small basiloid cells that are attempting to make a hair, but many a time you will also find well formed hair shaft in this neoplasm. Microscopically, what you will find single or multiple cystic cavity, and this cystic cavity are nothing but they are actually hair follicles, and they are lined by stratified squamous epithelium. So in that case you may also find a granular layer, particularly keratohyalin granules are also visible, as well as the cystic species are filled with the keratin. You will also find ghost cells, you will also find hair shaft, or you may find the sebum. Ghost cells are nothing but these particularly cells, they will present in the lumens, and these are the actually sloughed cells from the squamous epithelium. And here why they are known as ghost cell, because due to lysis of the chromatin material you are unable to identify the nucleus and cytoplasm. The entire cells become eosinophilic, and only the architectural details are preserved, cellular details are lost, so they are considered as a ghost cell. In particularly cyst wall contain one or multiple secondary follicles, and you will also find these hair follicles are radiating outward from the primary follicles in an arborizing pattern and exhibit various stage of maturation. Amount of sebaceous gland in this particular neoplasm is quite variable. In some cases you have to search for sebaceous units, while in some cases these sebaceous glands are very prominent, and if you find very ample amount of sebaceous gland that are found within the neoplasm, then we can use the word sebaceous trichofolliculoma. As we have already discussed in other tumors, like whenever this particularly hair follicles are get ruptured and keratin, when these keratins are get released into the dermis or in hypodermis, in that case they will act as a foreign material, and it will provoke granulomatous or pyogranulomatous inflammation. So you will find ample amount of multinucleated or macrophage infiltration at the site. So now we will see microscopic structures of this trichofolliculoma. So this is a human trichofolliculoma. Why I have taken this human trichofolliculoma first? Because this is just the starting of the lesions. You can see this is a beautiful slides, and here you can see this is epidermis, and here you can find one large nodule, right? And in this entire large nodule you can see this one center one, this is a primary cystic follicles, right? So you can see this, there is a large cyst like species are present, and when we go little bit high power view, here you can see, okay, so here you can see this entire cystic cavity are filled with the keratin material, and they are lined by stratified squamous epithelium. Here you can see this is stratified squamous epithelium, as well as some keratohyalin granules are also visible. Here you can see, here you can able to identify some keratohyalin granules, right? So in this case we are unable to find any amount of ghosts, we are unable to find uh, hair shaft in this particular case, but you can find ample amount of keratin that present inside the lumen or the cystic follicle. So this all part of keratin material, and this majority of this keratin is showing hyperkeratosis. Okay, so this is first characteristic feature. You will find very large cystic follicles, They are lined with stratified squamous epithelium, and they are filled with the either keratin material in this case, or it may be filled with the ghost cells, or it may contain hair shaft, or it may contain sebum. Okay, then what you will find another thing. Here you can see this is the cyst wall, and from this cyst wall you can find this particular follicles are get radiating from the wall of the primary follicles. Radiating, they are just like sun rays, they are coming out from the wall of the hair follicles. Okay, so here you can see one primary follicles and the secondary follicles are arised from the wall of follicles, and here you can see this is outer root sheath, this is inner root sheath. Some of the trichohyline granules are visible and they are trying to attempt a shaft. Okay, and they are directly open into the primary cavity. This is second follicles. Here you can find third follicles, right? So they are in different stage of development. Here you can see this still they are trying to develop the hair. Here you can see this is another hair follicles. They are trying to attempt the formation of hair. Right, so in particularly human cases, many a time this is referred as a, here you can see this particular hair follicle. Here you can see this entire follicle, this entire hair shaft is also formed. This is outer root sheath, this is inner root sheath. Some trichohyline granules are also visible, hair shaft is also visible, right? So here you can see that all of these follicles are in different developing stage. Okay, so in humans many times this is referred as a mother and baby follicles. So this main primary follicles will be considered as a mother follicles, and these all are considered as a baby follicles. So you will find mothers and baby follicles in trichofolliculoma. In this case we are unable to find much amount of sebaceous stroma that present inside the neoplastic tissue, but here some of the sebaceous glands are present. So this is only single large cystic follicles that showing radiating secondary follicles. Okay, so this is actually human case, so this is comparatively small lesions. But now we will see the, and this particular human cases are actually taken from this website. Okay, now we'll see the actual lesions in dog. So here you can see this is a dog lesion. Here you can see this is epidermis, and this entire lesions are present in dermis and extending into the hypodermis. Okay, so here what we are able to find, here there are one large cystic cavity. You can see this is large cystic cavity, and this is cystic cavity wall, and inside the wall also we are able to find some multiple cystic cavity. So we will see a little bit higher power view in this case. Okay, here what we are able to find, this is, you can see this is one cystic cavity, this is second cystic cavity, and this cystic cavity have a very thick wall. And these walls you can see here, this particular walls, what you are able to find, here you can see, you can find different hair follicles, right? These different hair follicles are present in the wall Here you can find this is one hair follicles, this is second hair follicles, third hair follicles, fourth hair follicles. They all are present in different developing stage. You can find ample amount of hair matrix in this case. You can find some inner root sheath as well as outer root sheath, inner root sheath, outer root sheath, hair bulb, right? So these all hair follicles are in different stage of development, but they are present in wall of cystic cavity, right? So they are present in wall of cystic cavity, and this entire lumen is filled with, you can see here, these lumens are filled with the sebaceous like material as well as keratin. Okay, so in this case also, this is actually in this particularly large case, you will find in human case what we have seen, this is a single follicles, then you will find radiating secondary follicles. But in this case, this is a quite large. You can see this all diameters are more than almost 10 mm in diameter. So comparatively, this is very large neoplasms, and they have a very large cystic cavity. This entire cystic cavity wall is again contains secondary cystic follicles, and again the secondary cystic follicles walls contain ample amount of hair follicles which are present in different stage of development. Okay, so we are able to find hair follicles which are present in different stage of development. You were able to find hair matrix, small basiloid cells. You are able to find some inner root sheath where they are attempt to forms hair, as well as you will also find some sebaceous gland. Here I have already annotated this particular image for easy finding of the sebaceous gland. You can see these are the sebaceous glands which are present in this tumor, right? So this amount of sebaceous glands is again quite variable. Here you can see we have to search for sebaceous gland, but in some cases there are, if that you will find ample amount of sebaceous tissue in such type of neoplasm, then we can use the word sebaceous trichofolliculoma. Here you can find some keratohyalin granules, right? Again here also you will find one follicles. They are trying to attempt this is sebaceous part, so they are trying to attempt the formation of a hair. So in short, trichofolliculoma is hematomas like lesions, and generally here what you will find one single large or multiple cystic cavities, and these cystic cavity walls are contain secondary hair follicles, and you will find variable stages of hair follicle, developing hair follicles, and amount of sebaceous uh, glands are quite variable. Okay, so now such type of neoplasm should be differentiated from some other common entities. First one is like trichoepithelioma that will be discussed next in much detail, so we will not discuss much here. But generally in case of trichoepithelioma, uh, there will be no sebaceous glands are found, and here generally you will find different stage of trichogenesis. Many a time you will able to find some complete trichogenesis, you are able to find some hair shaft, but generally in case of trichoepithelioma you will not able to find such type of complete trichogenesis. Okay, the second one is dermoid cyst. Generally dermoid cysts are present in midline of the young animals, and they contain well differentiated adnexal structures. This includes hair follicles, uh, sebaceous glands, and occasionally it may also contain apocrine glands, but this is most of these structures are comparatively well organized, well formed, and generally when they are present in midline young animals, then you can easily differentiate this is dermoid cyst. Another one is fibroadnexal hematoma. Fibroadnexal hematoma is again they will show a focal nodular proliferation, and many times you will also find apocrine gland in such type of tumors, but in this hematoma. But most importantly here what you will find, here you will find disorganized follicular sebaceous unit, and this entire one components are actually surrounded by very dense collagenous stroma, right? Here you can see this in this particular case, this supporting stroma are quite delicate, right? Here you can find very little amount of stroma between these two epithelial component. But in case of fibrovascular hematomas, you will find very dense such type of collagenous stroma. So generally they are wrapping around individual epithelial components. So you will, whenever you find very dense amount of uh, this collagenous stroma, and you will also find some fibroplasia. In that case, generally fibroadnexal hematoma is a better diagnosis rather than trichofolliculoma. So this is all about trichofolliculoma. Thank you.